This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. Guys, today onwards, from this session onwards, I'm going to start keyword-driven framework because we have seen data-driven approach, we have seen page object model with hybrid approach, but a lot of people are asking that, okay, how can we achieve keyword-driven? So I thought of to start the keyword-driven framework. I did some R&D and I created my own stuff over there, and in a very simple form I'll try to explain you. I'm pretty much sure that okay, you will enjoy this particular series, right? So a lot to know and a lot to learn. So let's start. So what do you mean by keyword driven? Keyword driven means a framework which is driven by some keywords. What is the biggest advantage? If you remember that in QTB, in UFT, when we used to work with around 7 8 years back, so I started with keyword driven framework where we have to write the keywords. What do you mean by keywords? Keyword means whatever the actions you want to perform on the browser. Let's say open the browser, launch the URL, enter username, enter password. So all these are keywords. And I'll maintain these keywords in a sequential manner in some Excel file or maybe in your code, right? And then you execute your Excel file and then automatically all the steps will be executed in a sequence manner. So what is the advantage? Advantage is that anyone can participate. In fact, manual testers also, they just need to maintain the scenario on the basis of those keywords in your Excel file, and they just need to execute the script. So that's why keyword driven got famous, and still some people, some companies, some projects people are using. But it's up to you. I'm not saying that okay, you don't have to use it, but if you really want to use it, definitely it's up to you. It's easy, but it's a little confusing because we have to read the data and extra effort you have to put in terms of writing the code, in terms of writing the keyword. So the maintenance is a little high as compared to page object model and as compared to data driven approach, right? So as we know that, okay, I'm a big fan of first design diagram. So let's start with the design diagram and then we will implement similar kind of things in the form of coding. So let's not start with the coding directly. In this particular session, first I'm going to give you what are the different designs, what are the different components we are going to create. So not like page object model, we are going to create so many components here. This is the advantage that in keyword driven, less components will be there. So as we know that first thing we need a base page, right? Inside the base page, let's see, I'll write my, so this is my base page.java. This will be my parent of some other classes. See guys, here we are not achieving page object model. So here you don't need to create the Java class for each and every page. Remember, right? In page object model, we have to create Java class for home page, registration page, search page, login page. But here we don't need to create that. I'll tell you why. So in base page.java, let's see, first two things I'll initialize my driver. Second thing is that you initialize your properties file so that I can maintain my properties and in some configuration file and all those things. So this is the base page component or base page layer. Let's see, this is your first layer. Second layer is that on top of that, I'll create my config.properties. Inside this config.properties, so this will be my config.properties. In this particular config.properties, I'll maintain some properties like browser, what will be your URL, what is your username, what is your password, right? All these basic things I'll be maintaining over there in this particular config.properties. Fine. Okay. After that, guys, what we have to do that we have to create one Excel file. This is very important. This is the main Excel, I would say, execution engine. In this particular Excel file, see, obviously we know that, okay, Excel file will maintain the data in the form of rows and column in a particular sheet. So number of sheet we will create, let's see, for login scenario, I want to write some test cases over there like this. So in this particular sheet, I'll maintain some data, but not your test data. I maintain my, okay, my keyword driven framework data. What do you mean by this? So here I'll maintain some, let's see, what are the different locators. So here, as I told you, that we don't need to create any page object model or any page classes. So where exactly you will store your ID locators, right? XPath and everything. So we will maintain all these things in our Excel file. what kind of action you want to perform. Let's see, dot click, dot send keys, and all such things we will be using over here. So I have an example. I'll show you an example that I have prepared one dummy Excel file, a sampled Excel file for you guys. So let me show you that Excel file. See, this is Excel file. You can say that I have written one test step. What exactly your step? So let's see. I have one application, HubSpot login, right? On this particular application, what are the different prerequisites? First, open the browser, enter the URL, enter the email ID, enter the password, and click on login button and close the browser. So this is called a particular scenario, a test case, and having multiple test steps are there. So how many steps are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 steps are there in this particular test case. Again, the second test case will start. Again, you open the browser and launch the URL, verify, let's see, sign up link, and close the browser. So like that, any manual testers also, they can write it. And then they just need to write, okay, for open the browser, we don't need any locator. Makes sense? So I'll maintain some Excel file like this: test step, locator, action, and value. So for opening the browser, NA means not available. So I'll just simply write NA. What exactly your action? So this is the key. My action is open the browser. I'll maintain this particular action key in my code. I'll write some code for this, and then I'll use this particular value as Chrome. Same thing for launching the URL. What exactly the locator I need? I don't need any locator for launching the URL, but I need one action. My action is enter the URL, and this is the URL value, like this, right? So now you can ask that, okay, why we are maintaining URL over here? So it's up to you. You can maintain it here also, or you can maintain in config.properties. So we will maintain at both the places, and then we will see what exactly, how can we handle both the things. So when we write the code, then I'll show you. It's very simple how to do that. Now, very simple, we have enter email ID. So ID, so for entering the email ID, let's say I need a locator. This locator is just like by.id, right? We have by.id like this. So ID equal to username and send keys. So obviously there is an email ID, so I'll be using send keys, and then the value is this. Next is for password, I equal to password, send keys, the value is this. Next is, let's see, I have to click on a login button. So simple, I'll write my sixth step is click on login button, ID equal to this. And what is the action I want to perform? I want to perform click action. So corresponding click, I'll create, okay, one keyword over there in my, okay, in my framework. And then for click, I don't need anything. So obviously, okay, for click, I don't need to pass any value. So the value will be NA. So this is the kind of format, guys, let's see, I'll be using over there. Right, and then finally close the browser. For closing the browser, I don't need any locator. An action will be quit action, and then simple NA. Right. So this will be my Excel file. This Excel file, I would say this is your execution data, not your test data. This will be my execution data. So I would say this is your execution data. So entire execution data will be stored over there. Right. So this is my execution data Excel file. After that, what you need to do, guys, you need to create one important thing, that one, okay, execution driver script. Okay, so I would say execution engine you have to create. So let's say this is my execution engine. What, this is my Java class. So execution engine.java class, let's see. So this execution engine.java class, what exactly it will do, this execution engine Java class, it will read the data from this particular Excel file. Okay, from this particular Excel file, it will read the data and it will check, and we will write the logic over there that, okay, if it is ID, then perform this. If it is dot click, then perform this. If it is send keys, then perform this. If it is link text or XPath or whatever. So the entire execution logic, the engine, we will define over there. So we will create one execution engine in the form of Java class. How to create it? It's very important in keyword driven. This engine is very important, which will interact with your Excel data. So first you create your Excel, and then execution engine will, okay, start the execution, right? So this is like very important. After execution engine, what I'm going to do that I maintain some other utilities, that, okay, how will you get the element, and inside this particular element that Okay, explicitly on the basis of explicitly wait, I'll get the web element. On the basis of some other things, okay, I'll get the element. So all the dot click, dot send keys, all these methods I'll be defining over there. Right. So whenever I get a trigger that, okay, fine, in Excel file, whenever I see that, okay, oh, there is a dot click method. So dot click method will call this particular, okay, class, and this particular class dot click method is written over there, and then we will click on a specific element. Right. So in this particular Excel sheet, what are different things are there? Let's see, Excel sheet format, it will be like this. So we have this ID is equal to username, and what is the action you want to perform? I want to perform, let's see, dot click. So this particular data is coming from Excel sheet like this, and it will be given to execution engine.java, and execution engine.java will pass these parameters to, okay, this particular class. So let's say I'll give some name. This class name is, let's see, element action.java class. So whatever the action you want to perform on a specific element, okay, we will pass this data, and then we will do a dot click or dot send keys or dot get text or launch the URL, and all those things we will be doing over here. Fine. After that, what, like some other components, then we have, if you really want to add the test cases, then you have to use TestNG. So how can we integrate TestNG with keyword driven? That also I'll show you, because here it's not that important to use TestNG, because keyword driven approach is totally different, because we are maintaining the execution engine with the help of Excel file. And TestNG is having its own execution engine, because we know that TestNG will execute the test cases, okay, in with the help of annotations and all those things. So if you really want to use TestNG, I'll show you how can we use TestNG also. So this will be my TestNG .xml. This will be my runner file. So in this particular runner file, I'll pass that, okay, which sheet you have to execute. So maybe I make the connection with this particular Excel file over there. This particular Excel file, I'll make the connection with test runner. So test runner will hit this particular Excel file. Excel file will go to this particular execution engine, and execution engine will get the data from driver initialization and all those things. So we will show, I'll show you what exactly we can do that. And along with that, I'll maintain my test classes over there. Let's see, this is my login page test.java or home page test.java. So these are this is my test layer. I can say I can create, this will be my test layer. So test layer entry will be defined in this particular testng.xml, right? In testng.xml, I'll define this is login test.java, this is homepage test.java, like this. And then if you really, I'll show you, see, in keyword driven, the more important thing is, guys, that how can you achieve parallel execution? This is like one of the very complex thing in, right? Because first you have to relate your TestNG with your Excel file. And in Excel file also, let's see, you have multiple sheets, right? So let's see, I have a login sheet and I have registration sheet. And it means in login, I have one test case, in registration, I have another test case, and I want to execute in parallel mode. But the data is coming from login sheet as well as registration sheet. It means two sheets are there. So how can you achieve the parallel execution with the help of two sheets, right? With the configuration in testng.xml. So that is also very different approach that we will be seeing that. Are you getting it, right? Now, after that, then we will see how can we generate the reporting part and logs and all those things. So those are the standard things. This is the reporting part, and maybe we can use extend report or log4j API. And then we will see how can you check in the code into GitHub repository, and from GitHub to Jenkins, like this. And this entire project will be based on Maven. So this complete design we will do, okay, this complete design we will do in the form of Maven project. So Maven side, we don't need to change anything. So we will maintain our pom.xml file with the help of Maven project. So fine, with the help of pom.xml Maven, we will define all the dependencies over there and all. So guys, as I told you that when we have seen our page object model series, in page object model approach is different, very different. For every page we have to create a separate Java class and all sorts of things. But here we have to We don't need to create any separate Java class. We have this is the main, I would say, page object repository, as well as what kind of method you want to do that. In this particular Excel file, we have to do it. Advantage is that I can share this particular Excel file to my manager, especially to the manual testers. They just fill the data and they will execute this particular execution engine.java, or maybe I can tell them, okay, that please execute from Jenkins. So Jenkins will trigger this execution engine.java, and then you are good to go. Or maybe TestNG.xml file they can execute. So those things I'll tell you, but this is the basic difference between page object model series and the keyword driven part. Okay, so next session onwards, I mean the next video onwards, I'll tell you we will convert the same thing in the form of coding. For every component we will design, and this is the engine file, execution engine.java. This is like very important. It should be very, because this is your main engine. See, if you see this entire framework, execution engine is your core engine, the core framework part, right? So this file should be very smart enough. It means the logic that you are writing, whatever the algorithm you are writing, whatever the code you are writing to read the data, right? So that should be perfect. That should be up to date. Up to date means that should be, there should not be any bug, right? So we will achieve that, but it's easy. Don't worry, guys. I'll try my best to explain you in my best way. I'm pretty much sure that okay, you guys will learn it, right? So I'm just ending this particular session as of now. Our next session onwards, we will convert the same thing into coding, right? Cool. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. My channel name is Naveen Automation Labs, and if you have any questions and queries, please put it down there in the comment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.